Bradley Miller says this is where it all began, here at the Pink Rose, though it ended at the county jail, and today he is apologizing for what happened.
My plan was just to go there, have a drink or two, get some dinner, and then go across the street to Safeway.
Out of jail and sobering up.
I don't have hardly any memory of it.
Bradley Miller recounts what happened last night in Northwest Portland.
It was just a really bad drunken night.
He says he started drinking beer, champagne, shots, and mixed drinks.
I just remember little snapshots of what happened.
He walked from the Pearl District to catch the Line 16 TriMet bus. The next thing he knew, he was committing a felony.
Well, apparently I got a fire extinguisher and broke through one of the windows and then climbed in there and then let the horses loose.
In all, 5 horses with the Mounted Patrol unit were set free.
Like, I remember seeing horses and petting the horses.
Obviously, every break-in is taken very seriously.
Bob Ball has helped raise money to keep the Mounted Patrol unit in the city and is a reserve police officer. Investigators tell me the alarm system went off and police immediately responded. But neighbors knew something was already wrong.
The police horses are out of the cage. They jumped the fence.
In what has to be one of the strangest 911 calls ever, a man calling from his apartment just tried to help.
I'm going to go down there and say hi to them. They know me.
Who does? The police? What is, hey, what is going on? Why are you making that noise?
I'm communicating with them.
Oh, okay.
Bradley told the detectives he didn't mean for all of this to happen.
I told him I was really sorry, and then I asked if the horses were okay.
He says this is a turning point in his life. He has struggled with alcohol addiction since he was 12.
I just can't get out of the bar.
He has a conviction for DUI out of Indiana. And now this 24-year-old man says he wants to get more help.
It was just a stupid decision on my part to go to a bar in the first place, knowing that I have a problem with drinking.
Reported in Northwest Portland, I'm Brent Weisberg, KOIN 6 News. This is the billboard in downtown Portland that's getting a lot of attention, but not everyone agrees with its message.
I'm just trying to get by.
At the base of the Hawthorne Bridge, we meet a man who goes by the name of Sasquatch. He's 35 years old and has been living on the streets since he was 17. During the morning drive, Sasquatch panhandles with his dog.
Every little dollar does help, you know.
He doesn't make much. Sometimes it's just $20 a week. But for a man living on the street, that's enough to feed him and his dog. Across town, his wife is in school studying electrical engineering. Sasquatch can't live with her in student housing because the two aren't legally married, and between them, they don't have enough money to buy a house or rent an apartment.
There's absolutely nothing wrong with giving money to individuals on the streets. Many people use money for survival.
Israel Bayer is the executive director of Street Roots, a weekly newspaper that covers the issues surrounding Portland's poverty and homelessness issues. He has concerns with this billboard that's gone up in downtown.
I think that it lacks both compassion and political sophistication.
The sponsors of the billboard, Clean and Safe, tell us this. They want your money to instead go to social service organizations.
Because the agencies can really match that money and use it in ways that help more people than just in the moment.
I can understand why the businesses don't like panhandlers, because some people just have no respect.
He's not an addict like the billboard in downtown seems to project.
I only came to Portland because it's the finest city in America, where you can get resources. You're not going to starve, you can get help.
Reporting in downtown Portland, I'm Brent Weisberg, KOIN 6 News.
Over the course of many, many months, we're able to put the case together.
On North Vancouver Avenue sits the TNT convenience store. According to investigators, the store used to be a lot more than just a convenient place to pick up snacks.
They learned that TNT convenience store was buying stolen goods.
We're talking about a lot of stuff taken with a 5-finger discount. Just look at some of the evidence. Everything from NBA apparel, children's clothing, even electronics. It was all sitting openly in the store for sale. But none of it belonged here, according to investigators. Police say that a special group of investigators went undercover to infiltrate and stop this organized retail crime.
They are professionals. They are savvy. This is not shoplifting. This isn't anything close to shoplifting.
Fred Meyer spokesperson Melinda Merrill.
This is multi-millions of dollars for retailers every year.
Losses that ultimately you and your family will burden. Now, a team of investigators, part of the Northwest Organized Retail Crime Alliance, are fighting back.
They work together to bring these rings down.
In these undercover photos, you can see cartons of cigarettes pulled from the TNT convenience store.
The more cigarettes that disappear off our shelves, the more the price of cigarettes is going to go up.
Police say these full-time thieves are stealing everyday products like infant formula, razors, and laundry detergent. Industry-wide, this is a $30 billion a year problem.
We can't just eat this.
Retailers say losing that kind of money impacts you each time you check out.
Thank you for shopping with us.
It's about keeping prices fair and stable.
Reporting in North Portland, I'm Brent Weisberg, KOIN 6 News.
Let's get some people off the streets!
You can hear the passion in Teresa Roberts' voice.
You shouldn't be paying half your income for rent!
She's just one of more than a dozen Portlanders outside the county building worried about the housing crisis.
The rent is too high!
The most recent homeless are families. They're people with full-time jobs. There's people with children who have no other options but to sleep in a tent on the street because there's no vacancies and the rents are too high.
According to the group Portland Tenants United, this is not just a Portland issue. In fact, they say low-income housing is a problem even in the suburbs. Jenny Stein,
People like me are not going to be able to afford to live in this city.
Sees an even bigger problem with the housing crisis.
I'm a lunch lady. We see kids that are homeless. They're couch surfing. They don't have stable housing.
At the state level, Governor Kate Brown recently signed into law rent protections. But this group wants those protections expanded. Locally, Multnomah County officials say they're doing everything they can to help families forced from their homes, but when it comes to preventing rate increases, that's jurisdiction they say they don't have.
We're looking at finding ways to produce more affordable housing units, but that's not something that can happen overnight.
Reporting in Southeast Portland, I'm Brent Weisberg, KOIN 6 News. In CBS's new show, CSI Cyber,
You hack it, you will come.
the cases are often closed in one episode. In real life, though, bringing these lawless key punchers to justice isn't so simple.
The concerning part is that you just can't see it.
The data racing through this technology hub is coveted material that hackers, even terrorists, would love.
This is not going to stop.
FBI agent George Chamberlain is in charge of the cyber squad for the Portland FBI field office. He's on the front lines fighting cyber criminals. Criminals who want to steal state secrets or sensitive information from Oregon companies, both big and small.
That is a very real threat, and it's silent.
Agents are up against savvy criminals. They could be your next door neighbor or half a world away, bankrolled by terrorists.
We're an innovation center for technology. There's people that want that.
Kevin Tucker is a vice president and general manager at FLIR, a company well aware that hackers would rather steal data.
It's easier to go take it than it is to come up with it yourself. It takes more time. Getting a little bit of information can be extremely valuable.
Authorities tell KOIN 6 News that there have been significant computer intrusions and data breaches in Oregon, and cyber fraud has cost more than $1 million in damages.
We're concerned about when they want to take something of value.
Tucker also leads a committee that includes both private and public sector businesses that get regular updates from the FBI.
With this threat today, it's still real people out there doing this, but the way they reach you is invisible.
Those invisible hackers are also intent on stealing large volumes of customer data and could possibly use that information themselves or sell it on the black market.
It may be years before those victims realize that their information was taken and that their identity's been stolen.
But cybercrime can hit at home and attack anyone at any time because so many of our homes are now electronically linked, making your information a budding target.
Each one of the households today is kind of like a little domestic network operations center in a way.
A complex web of connections targeted by sophisticated hackers. Catching them isn't easy, but it's an FBI priority. They believe technological creativity and innovation is what drives the state's economy.
And if that's threatened by these cyber actors, it's important for us to protect it.
Reporting in Portland, Brent Weisberg, KOIN 6 News.
You guys ready?
Today, we ride along with Washington State Patrol Trooper Will Finn, looking for drivers camping out in the left lane.
I'm gonna watch that car right up there.
It might surprise some Oregonians.
Oregon does not have this law. Washington does.
That it's illegal to just coast in the left lane.
We're gonna contact the van.
In Washington, the left lane on state highways and interstates is reserved for passing only. This week, troopers across the state spent extra time patrolling, looking for left lane campers.
It's one of our top complaints / feedback that we get over social media.
Troopers say that the law is designed to help the flow of traffic and to keep everyone safe.
Let's see what this guy does real quick.
In our region of Southwest Washington, troopers find Oregonians are routine offenders, but again, Oregon doesn't have this law, so the drivers may not know that they're breaking the law.
I think that people forget that there's 2 states here sometimes.
The fine for left lane camping can start out at $136. Reporting along I-205, I'm Brent Weisberg, KOIN 6 News.